Alright guys, next one up. So, we're continuing the series here and some of the favorites around here, around these parts. So, what we're going to do is we're going to show off this boy here. And this one typically, for the most part, he's kind of more on the sentimental scale. He holds a couple different kind of reasons for us. Number one, just to start out with, he's a straight Mojave. However, he's actually one of the most calm snakes that you'll ever come across. As you can see, I can sit here and mess with his head. He really doesn't care. He's one of those animals that literally I can hand to anybody and he just becomes their friend. He's an amazing animal to have around. He's just so relaxed. So a couple things in regards to, this is Darryl for the record, in case I didn't say his name yet. So this is Darryl. Darryl, little background on him. He actually was, he was a later acquisition after we just started breeding. And some folks that we knew, they actually mentioned that they had somebody that was looking to kind of sell a couple of the ball pythons that they had in their collection. And they didn't want to keep them anymore. They only had about 3 or 4. So we ended up actually picking up Darryl as a female. So Darryl used to be Darla as far as the names were. But from that point, as we progressed, we checked him, turned out obviously male. So Darryl was owned by a 3-year-old. So a guy and his 3-year-old daughter owned her. Darryl was the 3-year-old's pet. So you can tell that Darryl had a lot of hands-on time. So he's it just carried with him from day to day, and he does phenomenal. He's such a cool animal. So anyway, Darryl's kind of one of those ambassador snakes that literally we can help people kind of get over some of their fears or things like that with him, because he's just such a relaxed boy. So he doesn't zoom around or any of that stuff. And like I said, he doesn't sit there and jump back as you mess with his head. He doesn't make sudden movements, which is phenomenal for folks that are just kind of getting used to snakes. So also means if you ever need to try and get him to ball up, you never can. So anyway, with that, so that's kind of right out the gate. We got a nice one there for you. The next one in line is kind of on the same lines to some extent. So this girl is Elle. So she is our purple passion girl. She is pretty relaxed, as you can see. She's not super jumpy. But one thing to point out is Elle is a purple passion, and purple passion is a phantom and a Mojave combination. So yes, you did hear Mojave. So Darryl, who you just saw, is actually her father. So she kept a lot of kind of that good attitude that came around. She was, even as a baby, she was one of those animals that we could always just hand off to somebody. And number one, she's gorgeous. Very cool combination that you don't always get to see that often. And in addition to that, she just has a phenomenal personality as well. So very cool. It's the purple passion is considered part of the blue-eyed leucistic complex. Obviously, they're not fully white like the rest of them, but they do fall into that category. So if you look at her eyes, they're actually very blue as well. So I'm not sure if you can see it very well in there. But anyway, we will shift and move on to the next one. So that was Elle. And funny story how she got her name. We're watching Stranger Things. Shocker. And at that point in time, Elle, she was the 11th baby to come out of an egg. So she was egg number 11. So her ID was the 11th ID out of that clutch. And so she ended up sticking with Elle from Stranger Things initially. So this next girl, we're going to be real kind of cautious with her. I'm not going to get super crazy. Sorry about that. So this girl here, again, probably just going to kind of keep her in here for you. So I don't want to manhandle her too much. She's about 3 weeks or so away from giving some eggs. So you can see just how thick she is back here. Nice arch in the back there. So this girl, this is Cici. So full name is CCB. So if you can kind of make that hilarious joke there, that is CCB, as in Colorado Cold Bloods. So she was one of the first project animals that we kind of acquired, in the sense that we always wanted to get into Blitz, and so we did jump into Blitz. So she is a spot nose Blitz, originally from Tallgrass. So Tallgrass Reptiles production, but absolutely stunning and phenomenal girl. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say other than wow. She's a favorite around here just for the sheer fact that she kind of has the genes we wanted to start with, and she's kind of the foremother of the Blitz stuff around here. So such a cool girl. Anyway, I'm gonna hand her off so she can be put back as quickly as possible here, just because we don't want to stress her out too much since she's so close. All right, so the next one. This girl, like I said, we don't do a ton with spider here, but this was one I just wanted to make for us. So this girl here, my original goal was just a straight queen bee, which is a pastel lesser spider. In this particular case, you saw in the previous video, you met Heidi. Heidi is her mother. So she is also Enchi. So she is a pastel lesser Enchi spider. Yes, I think that's it. So now, initially we thought she was probably super pastel as well, but really she possibly could be. But I'm more on the fence about it. I'm less convinced, and really it doesn't matter much to me because she was really just one of the animals that I wanted to produce. So that's who she is. Absolutely gorgeous animal. I love those beautiful white sides coming up, all that gorgeous yellow. The lessers do so well. So, little chunky eater. She does so good for us. But yeah, so again, like I said, sometimes your favorites aren't necessarily because they're genetic powerhouses or anything crazy. Sometimes it's just a sentimental, or, I just wanted to make one for me because that was just a goal snake of mine just for me. So she hangs around for that reason. And I am very happy to have her around here, to be honest. All right. So last one, but not least for this segment. Like I said in the last video, we were going to get our other world's first girl. So lots of folks have been following us. She does not sit still, so just fair warning. This will probably be a very movement heavy segment. So this one is Sigin. So Sigin, we believe to be a black pastel, harlequin, trick, mahogany. So black pastel, mahogany, harlequin, trick. So we try and say it fast because that's how we typically tend to remember. So that being said, absolutely stunning animal. We refer to her as the black noise. You can see just how crazy these patterns are along the edges. It kind of creates that almost like static or white noise that you see on, or used to see on TV screens, etc. And hopefully she's at least letting you see a little bit of her in this process. But she did produce nicely for us last season. We got the Sumas from her, if you recall that video. They are from her, which is why we didn't necessarily know all the genetics in there, because black snakes hiding things. So, yep. And she will be seeing the tri-stripe this year, so we're hoping to get a bit of those good items in the mix, or heck, maybe if we can reproduce her in a het tri-stripe form, definitely would not complain. All right, now she's getting squirmy. So anyway, with that, I'm going to go ahead and cut off here. Again, like I said before, let us know what you think. Which one of these 5 is your favorite, and we would love to hear it. So then keep them all in mind, of course, as well. Because like I said, we're going to want to hear out of all these segments which one topped your list. So don't forget to like, subscribe if you're enjoying the content, and we'll talk to you soon.